French court is to give a verdict later after Kim Kardashian was robbed of some $10 million worth of jewelry in Paris. The burglary back in October of 2016. Kardashian was threatened with a gun to the head and tied up. 10 people are accused and have been standing trial since April. We can speak to our reporter now, Liza Kamanoff. Hello to you, Liza. You're at the Paris court for the final day of this trial of the robbery of Kim Kardashian. What's happening today?
Hi, Will. So today we had the final statements of the defense. This is just before the court enters deliberations ahead of the verdict tonight. So we had the final words of the 10 accused in the trial. Now, 8 of them maintain their innocence. 2 have partially confessed due to their DNA traces found at the scene of the crime. And among them, the alleged mastermind behind the heist, Aouar Kadash, who is deaf and partially mute. He had his lawyer read out a letter from him in which he said, "I'm very sorry, 1,000 apologies go to my son." Those were his words, and no mention of victim Kim Kardashian. Now, Kadash, who has been called a seasoned thug by the prosecution, has actually been convicted 5 times in his life. He served at least 5 years in prison, and in this case, he is accused of having recruited accomplices and of having allegedly sold the stolen jewelry in Belgium. His heist partner, Didier Dubroc, was also not present this morning due to health conditions as he's undergoing chemotherapy. And so he was also represented by his lawyer, who read out a message from him in which the accused acknowledged the trauma that the victims went through at the time of the crime, while still maintaining his innocence. Now, we heard 2 days ago from the prosecution's final closing arguments, in which they requested a penalty of up to 10 years in prison for the primary defendants and their accomplices. These accused have been standing trial for about a month now. 9 men, 1 woman are here on charges of robbery, abduction, kidnapping and complicity with the assault. The prosecutor did emphasize that despite the clumsy execution of the heist and the current old age of the defendants, it should not be ignored that this gang, dubbed the Grandpa Robbers, did make off with almost 10 million euros worth of jewelry, of which one of the priciest items, an over 3.5 million euro diamond ring, was never found. So although the defendants are elderly with underlying health conditions and are not currently in custody, the prosecution insisted that they be held accountable for this crime, but of course that the sentence takes into account their age, health and risk of re-offending. Now, under such charges, the defendants could face up to 30 years in prison under French law. The court has now entered deliberations. The debate will involve magistrates and members of a jury made up of randomly selected French citizens, and the court is due to reconvene later tonight ahead of the verdict.
All right, Liza, thank you very much. Liza Kamanoff reporting.